What if I told you that Caitlin Clark's return game wasn't remembered for her stats, her passing, or even Indiana's win, but because of one whistle that sent the entire internet into chaos? Seriously. One moment, the Fever were taking control of the game. The next, fans were slowing down replay footage frame by frame, arguing over whether Caitlin Clark had actually committed a foul or whether an Atlanta Dream player sold the contact so dramatically that it completely fooled the officials. And here's where things got even stranger. Everybody expected Fever head coach Stephanie White to completely lose it on the sideline. Instead, she barely reacted at all. That decision left fans with one question that quickly spread across social media. What did Stephanie White see that everyone else didn't? And the deeper people looked into the game, the more controversial the entire situation became. Because while the foul call grabbed headlines, there was a much bigger story unfolding right in front of everyone. A story about Caitlin Clark fighting through illness, dealing with relentless physical defense, and somehow still finding a way to dominate. And that's where this story really begins. Coming into the matchup, there was already plenty of uncertainty surrounding Clark. After missing time and dealing with health concerns, fans weren't exactly sure what version of Caitlin would show up. Would she be rusty? Would she play limited minutes? Would Indiana ease her back into action? Those questions disappeared almost immediately. From the opening tip, Clark looked like somebody who was annoyed she had missed any basketball at all. There was no hesitation, no cautious approach. No signs that she wanted to slowly work her way back into rhythm. Instead, she attacked. Every possession felt intentional. Every pass carried confidence. Every shot looked like it came from a player who had zero interest in listening to concerns about recovery timelines. Reports even suggested Clark had been feeling sick throughout the day. Some claimed she had been dealing with flu-like symptoms and wasn't feeling anywhere close to 100%. Most players would have used that as an excuse. Clark used it as motivation, and that mindset immediately energized Indiana. But while Clark looked aggressive, the game itself started ugly. Very ugly. Both teams struggled offensively. Shots weren't falling. Possessions felt clunky. The first quarter looked more like a defensive battle than an offensive showcase. For a moment, it appeared Atlanta might have a real chance to steal momentum. Then everything changed. Indiana began settling in. The Fever defense tightened. Transition opportunities started appearing, and suddenly the game started swinging in one direction. Atlanta simply couldn't keep up. As Indiana built control, Clark started doing what she does better than almost anyone in basketball. She began creating problems, not just scoring problems, decision-making problems, defensive problems, matchup problems, the kind of problems that force coaches to abandon their original game plans. Every time Atlanta sent extra help, Clark found the open player. Every time defenders tried to pressure her, she punished them with another pass. Every time they backed off, she attacked. The box score eventually showed 17 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. At first glance, those numbers might not seem extraordinary, but context changes everything. This wasn't peak condition Caitlin Clark. This wasn't a player coming off weeks of uninterrupted basketball. This was somebody reportedly battling illness while returning from missed time, and somehow she still nearly produced a triple-double. That's the part many people overlooked. Because while Clark was quietly putting together another impressive performance, social media had become obsessed with something else entirely. One whistle, one play, one controversial sequence, and it exploded. The play itself happened quickly. Contact occurred. A player reacted. The referee blew the whistle. Normally, that would be the end of it. Not this time. Almost immediately, clips began circulating online. Fans started posting slowed-down replays. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Thousands of viewers insisted the reaction looked exaggerated. Others defended the call. Some accused the officials of inconsistency. Others argued people were overreacting. Within minutes, the conversation became bigger than the actual game. And that's when attention shifted toward the Fever bench, because everyone expected Stephanie White to respond. Think about it. When a superstar receives what fans believe is a questionable foul call, coaches usually make sure officials hear about it.